Hello, fellow dorks, and welcome back to Alone in the Dork. Today we're playing a game that I'm very excited about called Miru by Hinokodu, or something very close to that. I am sorry if I mispronounced your name. Please forgive me. I hope I was somewhat in the right ballpark. Anyway, this game is this kind of like weird post-apocalyptic, the robots have kind of taken over style game. It provides a little bit more narrative than a lot of the games I've been playing on my stream lately, which I love. I love like really just kind of fun, immersive games, but it seems it's still a pretty rules light system, but also with a good bit of resource management as well. So it seems like it's really fun, and we do hit these like points where the story kind of takes over. And I'm very interested in this, and I've never played it, so I'm just going to give this a shot. So let's just jump on into this and just see how I do. And here we go. Yeesh. Okay. So, like I said, I've never played this. I'm just going to be kind of winging this right here. This is our character sheet. And up here is our map, which it's a little exploration style game. We got our dice tray ready for us, got some dice to roll, and then we have the book right here. Let's just kind of get going, and I'll just tell you what I think we need to know. Okay, so here's our introduction, and I'm going to go ahead and read it now just so we can get kind of the feel of what's going on in our story. It's 21:25. You stand outside of a party up on a hill with a view of the village below. You notice your older brother and his friends sneak off into a nearby field to mess with a helper F2, a farm bot that shows up at night to supplement the human day labor. You watch them fail to tip it over. After a few shoves, you notice one of its legs sparks blue lights. You quit the party and head down to the field to make sure the drunks don't get hurt. On your walk over, your brother's friends run past you giggling. He is going to get into so much trouble, they say, laughing. You laugh along and continue to the field to get him. When you arrive, a large Buster T7 stands over your brother, who is laying face down on the ground. The robot yells at him, "Destruction of robotic equipment is prohibited." Your brother drunkenly yells something unintelligible and tries to get up. The robot takes this as a threat and pushes its glowing laser arm into your brother's back and through his stomach. The bot lifts him off the ground and tosses him to the side. It sees you approaching and leaves with the damaged helper F2. You rush to your brother and apply pressure to the wound, but the blood won't stop leaking out. You scream for help. Your brother spits up blood and tries to catch his breath. He looks at you with his pale face, scared. "We should have killed those bastards a long time ago." You debate with yourself to run and get help before he bleeds out. "No gods. No masters," he says as he gasps for air, clenching his stomach. You tell him that you have to leave to get help. He grabs your shirt and begs you to stay. "Don't leave me. It'll be okay. Everything is fine. This is just a bad dream." You get blood in your eyes as you wipe away the tears. You tell him it's not a dream. His voice grows softer as his soul leaves his body. "You get him back for me. I'm too tired to fight," are his last words. You hold his body and cry for the rest of the night. The next day is a blur. People tell you how sad they are for your loss. They hold a funeral for him. You disassociate as your brain gets caught in a loop of thoughts, wondering who controls the robots. You ask, but no one answers you. They just show up. You remember the stories of a god as you fall asleep. Long ago, a god took over the world and then he vanished. You wonder how true they are, and if so, is he still around? You wake up at dawn. You are completely disassociated from your body. On autopilot, you get yourself up and grab your bag with a few essentials. As you walk to the edge of the village forest, it dawns on you what your body is doing. Time to kill a god. Dun dun dun. Okay, that's a good start. I'll take that. Okay, and this is how we begin. Our win condition is when we defeat the god or we die. All right, that's pretty binary. And for our setup, we get, let's see, our health is 10. So you can see over here on our character sheet, our health is 10. Our max is 20, so we don't start full health, and we also have energy, which is at 10 as well. Energy is kind of like our stamina, and that I believe that kind of helps us with our tech. We have 3 meal bars, which are located right here. We do have to eat every day. You begin the game on hex G10. Okay. Begin day 1 with step G. All right, let's keep on going. This is our turn overview right here. It said we start with G, which is we just determine our terrain. All right, so let's just get going. So the first thing we do is we are going to start on G. So throughout the game, you're going to see these like little squares. That is my little notes that I've added so I can kind of quickly jump between pages. So that's all those are. That is not part of the game. These are my little bookmarks. Okay, so we start with G. We're beginning on area G10, which is like right here, which you'll see on the upper right-hand corner, and we're determining our terrain. Yeesh. Hopefully we don't get an injury for the start of the day. So we are going to roll a d6. Easy enough. A 3. So just outside of our village is a mountain. All right. That sounds like a thing. So let's go ahead and get a mountain going on G10. So we've got some mountains. So gray will represent like Rocky Mountains. So there we are. We are on that. So we've determined terrain. So you'll also see this check weather. I'm not going to do that. It's optional. I think it makes the game a little harder. I'm sure I will happily take the slightly easier version. I think this game is hard enough as is. So what we're doing now is we're determining the event. We roll 3d6. We are in the mountains. So let's jump to the mountains. The hills are steep. Everything feels uphill. The roads of yesterday curve with the surroundings. Nature was unkind to this landscape, as signs of landslides and falling rocks have made many parts impassable and hard to trek across. At least the views are nice. Well, that's good. Okay, determine event. Roll 2d6. Okay. Let's get that going. 2d6. 7. We get an encounter, which you'll see right here. I roll... No, I don't. We get a ruins. Even better. I'll take that. I roll a 1d6 to see what kind of ruins that we get. All right, let's just go again. 5 ruins. Okay, that's exciting. Good start. So right off of our hometown, we get these ruins. Okay, so let's see what we've got here. We got 5. The brutal cult. That sounds charming. I believe we can only experience a ruin once, so I'm just going to mark it here real quick just to let us know that I have indeed done this one. There we go. Burp. Built into the hillside is a concrete church. The wooden doors have rotted away. Inside are 100+ skeletons sitting in the pews. Oh my gosh. The stage up front holds a massive statue of a woman with 4 eyes and arms. A podium beneath the statue's feet holds a book written in a cryptic barcode language. Nearby is a collection plate with 10 bits in it. Do you take the offering? Ooh. So, when we do yes or no's, there are outcomes for yeses and no's as well. Do I take the offering? I don't know if I want to steal from the many-eyed, many-armed goddess of the dead people with the cult here in this church, but I don't have any money. I'm gonna do it, which is probably a terrible idea. So, yes, I go to page 42. So here's our story choices. We end up at story choices. Yes, even. We are in the mountains. We are at R5, the brutal cult. You take the money. 10 bits. Great. I'm going to mark that down. Actually, I'm going to read because I'm too excited. You quickly walk out of the church building. The sun shines through the purple clouds as you look over the beautiful rolling landscape. What a damn good day, you say to yourself. Okay. That's good to know. I was worried something awful was going to happen. Great, I got some money, and it didn't seem there's any really bad repercussions. So I'm going to mark on my sheet that I have 10 bits. So actually, it's worth noting, I really did like this little piece of flavor in the game. The currency in the game is called bits, but here's like the backstory of what bits are. The money in Miru is called bitliths, but everyone just calls them bits. Bitliths have an odd history. In the 2030s, a billionaire tried to create a physical digital currency, but it confused everyone and was quickly forgotten about. But now it's become a bit of a collector's item, as each coin has something unique stamped upon it. They're only used to trade with outsiders these days. Alora suggests you may collect as many as you can. Who's Alora? I don't know who Alora is. Maybe we'll find out. Anyway, That's what our currency is, bits. I think that's fun. Let's move on. Okay, so here we go. We've already determined our event, and we're now moving on to dusk. We have to eat our food. If we have food, we eat it. If we don't eat food, we like lose health or something like that. So Nate, we do have a little energy bar, so we're going to eat this. We're down to 2. What does an energy bar give us? I don't know. Let's find out. We get 2 health and 1 energy. So we're up to 12 health. Great. And 11 energy. Yay! Yummy meal bar. So you can see right here where it says apply first aid. This is for Miru 2. I believe what I'm playing is currently the first one, but if I find a first aid kit, this is when I will be using it. Beyond that, let's move on down to the next step, which is dark. Recover. Attempt to sleep. Okay. No matter how much of your day is full of light and joy, which we said it was a good day, the dark always returns. A good time to recharge and catch some sleep. However, I suggest you do so with one eye open. Sleep with one eye open, gripping your pillow tight. That's what Metallica told me. So let's, if you can sleep, you must. Some events may prevent you from being able to sleep. Nothing's preventing us at the moment. So 3 more health and 2 more energy. It's kind of concerning me how fast we are gaining energy and health. It makes me feel like we are going to be attacked and combat is going to be very deadly. Check the following conditions. We don't have any conditions. Sleep deprivation. Ooh, that looks bad. If we miss 6 days of sleep, we die. Move enemies. There are no enemies. This concludes the day. Go to step A to continue. Yay, a successful day in the mountains. Let's go back to step A and wash, rinse, and repeat. So this is the loop. But this is our first time to hit like dawn. Preparation for the day begins when the sun first rises. Don't be late. Fight enemy in your space. Thank goodness there's no enemy in our space. I also should have kind of updated the map a bit. We're supposed to like mark it just to say what you found. And it's also just kind of fun to look back at. I'm a terrible artist, and especially digitally. So this is going to be garbage. But I did see like this weird little church thing. So I'm going to make a cross. I know it didn't seem to appear to be... Oh, see, it's already off to a bad start. It just looks like a plus sign. Oh, gross. Look at this. Look how awful this is. But there we go. That's what I found. So that just says, that's the creepy little place that I was at. The weird little church. I guess, ooh, you know what I'm going to do? There. This is what the holy symbol looked like. That's their it looks like a telephone pole, but that's the 4-armed goddess church there, right there. So that's what we found in that space. That's where we are. So anyway, it does provide you information on how to mark up the map, which I appreciate. Back to our adventures. Okay, so thankfully, no enemy in our space. Let's move on. B, mark your calendar. A new day has passed. Mark your calendar on your character sheet to show that. If no days remain, skip this step, okay? So let's just really quickly mark our calendar where we are. So 1 day has passed. We are now on to day 2. You will also see these like little dots here. Maybe a little hard to see, but there are these little dots on our calendar. And that is just saying that's where an event, like a predetermined event, hits us. So on day 3, I believe instead of rolling to see what happens, we just experience this event. We'll find out when we get there. Let's go. Reset solar items. Nope. Manage inventory. Manage, really. I got two power bars. Experience a cutscene. All right, so this is this is what I was just talking about. If there's a dot under the current day's number, go to the cutscene section. All right, keep on going. Let's see what happens now. Day, here we go. Determine terrain. So we just figure out which direction we want to go. Roll a 1d6. This result tells you what the terrain of the new tile you have just moved to is. Ooh, yay. Another mountain. So it seems like right on the edge of our village, there were a lot of mountains. Let's go northeast. That sounds kind of fun. So we're moving northeast. We did find a mountain. So what I'm going to do is just put another mountain terrain tile here, and then we'll roll to see what we encounter in this mountainous terrain here. Boink. There we go. So there's a little world. Let's scooch it a smidge, just to make it line up a bit better. There we go. So here's our little world. We got some mountains just outside our village, so maybe we're a little secluded. So which kind of makes sense that we don't know much about the outside world. We're like secluded in this little pocket. Okay, so let's explore this thing. Let's see what happens. That is 8. I think that's what we got last. More ruins. So it seems kind of like our village was tucked away. This used to be maybe a bit more of like a bustling area, and obviously over time it is kind of like dilapidated a bit into this kind of more rural existence that we seem to be living in. But we do have more ruins. Let's see what kind of ruins we get here in the mountains. Roll another d6. A 4. All right, let's see what we got. This is, I'm gonna leave a mark that we are doing the Aurora Obelisk. That was the name we heard earlier. About Aurora was like, says get as many bits as you can. Here we go. As you make your way up an old mountain trail, you find an aging park called Tourist Resting Spot. That's funny, we think that's the name of the park. The tables are concrete and a rusty trash can rolls around in the breeze. In the middle of the park is a massive black rock obelisk. On one of the faces is a glowing circle. The closer you get to it, the fuzzier your thoughts become. It calls for you, and you don't bother to resist. I probably should bother to resist. You place your hand on it. What? And you're immediately relieved. Oh. The stress of your journey leaves you, and you are overwhelmed with peace and happiness. A woman's voice whispers in your mind, I'm sorry for your pain. Please know I'm watching out for you. Your eyes no longer see your surroundings. Your vision is completely enveloped with incomprehensible forms glowing and moving around you. You watch the form dance and evolve into a million shapes in on itself. Your mind is completely silent for days? Abruptly, you're brought back to reality because a fox nibbled on your leg. You collect yourself, you wipe away the drool and rub your dry eyes. The weight of your journey returns to you. Yet you feel rejuvenated and refreshed. Holy biscuits. I could have used this maybe a little bit later. I didn't need all this health. You touch the obelisk again, but it does nothing. You camp next to it and cry yourself to sleep. If you return to this tile, the obelisk does nothing. Okay. I could have used that when I needed, but nonetheless, I'll take it. I'm max health, max energy. What was this place? That's kind of cool. Obelisk. Let's draw that on our map. All right, just for some fun, let's draw a garbage obelisk. Nyeh. There we go. Doesn't that look like a great obelisk? St. Louis Arch, right there. Okay, that was pretty fun. Okay, so we're chilling at the obelisk. That was, after that, we need to... Okay, then it's dusk. All right, so far so good. We haven't run into more of those buster robots. And let's get some sleep. I could use some more rations. And I cry myself to sleep. This is sad. All right. Eat food. Dang it. What stings too is I'm eating the food and I don't need it. I mean, I need to eat because I have to, but like, I'm full health. I don't need this energy. But I am down to my last meal bar. I thought for sure that that fox was going to eat it. But nonetheless, got a cute little moment with the fox. We eat the food. We now move on to Dork. Go to sleep. I cry myself to sleep. So, all right. I think we are ready to go back to step A. Back to dawn the next day, day 3. So we don't fight enemies. We mark off another day in our calendar. Tomorrow we do get an event. Spooky event. Okay, okay. I'm a little concerned about equipment and everything else, but I also appreciate I haven't fought anything yet. So, let's keep going. Reset solar items, manage inventory, no cutscenes. Let's keep on moving. Day. Roll a 1d6. So, after I cried myself to sleep, I wake up, my just tear-streaked face, and sprain my ankle. No, I don't. Grasslands, finally. Let's go west. I don't know how much of this map we're going to use, so let's go southeast. So let's find some grasslands to our southeast. Here we go. Got some grasslands. That's where we're chilling right now. All right, so we're currently right here. Let's see what happens in the grasslands. The fields are lively. That could be a good or bad thing. Wildflowers and grass covers the landscape. Butterflies and bees hop from flower to flower. The wind is soft and the deer are unshaken by your presence. There are small signs that a town was here a century ago. but nature has erased most of it off of the map. Okay. Yeesh. People don't get out much. That was a weird dice roll, but that is a 7, which is more ruins. I am like the king of ruins right now. So I will roll a 1d6 to see what kind of ruins I get. A 3. I have discovered the old high school. I wonder if I know what a high school is. I wonder like what my education is. Just looking for my brother here. You come across a large brick building. Inside, the walls are covered in moldy posters with motivational sayings. A poster in the office says, "Join the army," but someone put a sticker on top of it that says, "In Alora we trust." I don't know who this Alora character is. Is this the god? We continue walking around the empty and dark hallways. A large room called a gymnasium has a strong rotting smell, as it's completely trashed and filled with temporary bedding and tents. Although you don't find anything useful in the teacher's lounge or gym, that's a Simpsons reference if you didn't get that. Oh, a gym. You do find something cool in the science room lab closet. Ooh, hacked minor shield. I will take that. Again, I don't know how good my education is, so maybe I have trouble reading. But I have a hacked minor shield. Let's see what that is. You'll also see that it has this little icon on it right here. That means that is where we have to put it on our body. Apparently, we can carry 2 of those on us, it looks like. Maybe those are our hands. So instead of saying like hand slot, head slot, blah, 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 we just get these little icons that tell us where to put it on our character sheet, which is pretty clever. But we got a hacked minor shield. So let's see what that is. Okay, here it is. A hacked minor shield. A modified Buster T7 shield. I think the higher the number on the Buster models, the stronger they are. So I'll take that. +3 defense. Yes. Combat's pretty quick in this game too. So like 3 defense is static, I think, pretty much. So like my defense is already a 1. So I basically have a 4 defense, which is great because I currently, all my attack is currently a 1 because I think if I'm fighting like robots, punching them probably doesn't do much damage. So that is great. So let's put a shield here. Shield, which gives us +3 defense. Awesome. And I'm going to just write right here next to my defense my defense is actually a 4. All right, looking good. Good day, good day. Let's move on. Okay, so things are looking better for us. I'm feeling pretty happy about this. Okay, let's go to dusk. Oh, I say things are getting better, but I'm also out of food. So, nom nom. I just ate my last energy bar. I don't like that. Okay, eat my food. Let's go down to dark. I sleep. And that's it. So I'm about to start hitting starvation. Starting tomorrow, I'm going to start starving and losing health. Don't like that. Okay. But here we go. It is the next day, and we do have an event coming up. Day 3. Mark calendar. Reset solar items. No. Manage inventory. Nope. Carrying my shield. Okay, if there's a dot under the current date number, go to the cutscene section. So what happens here? We don't move somewhere new. This is where it is. Ooh, need to update the map. What did we find here? Oh, a school. That's a school. In case you couldn't tell. That sucks. Anyway, that's a school. I'm tempted to put emojis on here, but that may make it look like... Ooh, it could be... Maybe I will use emojis because maybe how he's mapping it himself, he has like an old iPad that has like some kind of like solar power that allows him to like keep it charged. So maybe I will use emojis to like to detail what the map is, and then I don't have to keep making these garbage drawings that look like the St. Louis Arch, a moldy piece of bread, and a telephone pole. Maybe I'll do that. I'll probably do that after this one. I'll bump up the emojis here in a second. Okay, but I want to read my experience. I want to experience my cutscene, darn it. So let's do it. Page 50, 53, let's go. Cutscenes. Day 3, here we go. Move to a new tile. This is a forest. Okay, we haven't been to a forest yet. Let's go straight east. So let's check out this forest straight to our east. This is a forest tile. Experience the following event here in the forest. As you're walking through a dark portion of the forest, you find a glass skyscraper. You approach the entrance and look up to admire how endlessly tall it is. Inside, the lobby is filled with broken glass and forest debris. You walk past the security desk and up the stairs. Most floors are empty or full of torn-up office furniture. You hear a hum growing louder from the 5th floor. As you walk down the hallway, the fluorescent lights flicker on and off as you pass by. You check a clothes rack blocking a door before going through. One sleeper's leather jacket. Great. I believe I can have 2 of those icons. So I have a shield, yeah, right here, and this jacket. So we'll mark that in a second. I want to keep reading. In the room are aisles of metal pods containing dried up human remains. The pods light up as you pass by them. You stop at an empty pod. Why? With the glass door wide open. No! You wipe dust off the little monitor on the door. It reads, "Error." You hear a broom fall over across the room. Scared from the noise, you look up to inspect the room, but you see no one. Suddenly, the ceiling speakers crackle on, and a dated jingle fills the room. A woman clears her throat and says, "Hello, traveler. You've come a long way from home. I'm afraid we've stopped accepting new applicants some time ago. I can put you on the waiting list if you'd like, but it might be a while. Unfortunately, eternal life was a limited time offer, you see." You feel a sharp sting on the hand you are resting on the pod. Why was I resting my hand on the pod? You blink and you're in an empty room. The walls and the floor glow a soft blue. The woman sighs and continues. "It's been a long time since..." "Where am I?" You interrupt her. She pauses and says, "You're safe." You slap yourself and try to wake up, but you don't. "You appear to be in distress and full of rage." You continue to try and wake up. "I understand," she says with a gentle voice. "I would be angry too. I'll have you know, we did patch the issue with the Buster T7 line. I've had particular trouble with this series. They're not aging well." Oh, this isn't like pre-recorded. This is knowledgeable of events. "Your brother did not deserve what happened to him." You stop screaming and look up. You ask the voice how she knows about your brother. "I hope you can find it in your heart to forgive me." You can feel your skin heat up. The rage inside you boils over. "Are you the god?" You wake up with bright red lights flashing in your face. You have fallen halfway into the pod. You lift yourself up and yank the wire stuck on your hand. The wire begins to whip itself around looking for you. You stand back in disgust and shock. "What the fuck is going on?" you shout. Sorry for the bad language, I'm just quoting what it says. You grab your stuff and run back down the stairs. The ceiling lights flicker off and on as you escape the building. "You know you can't kill me, right?" the woman says over the speakers. "I'm not the enemy that you think I am." Something interesting catches your eye as you rush past the security desk. Ooh! A solar taser. I'll take that. "Please, don't do anything foolish," she says as you leave the building. You walk as far as you can before the sun sets. Then we move to dusk. Return after step P. So after step P, we're going to come back here. Okay. So let's check out our toys. We got a solar taser and a sleeper's leather jacket. Oh, okay. I was like sleeper. So when I saw sleeper, I thought it meant like a bomber jacket or something like it. But I mean sleeper, like literally, it was the leather jacket of some dude who's probably in a pod. So yeah, let's check out our toys. Sleeper's leather jacket. Here we go. A stylish jacket made for the people sleeping in the pods. They're not using it anymore. You can keep it. I will. Okay, so jacket. That's another +1 defense. My defense is 5. I'm hungry, but I'm very happy with that. It goes right here. Ooh, wait a minute. All right, so this is how this works. So, okay, so this is in my inventory. I'm carrying the jacket, but in my active body, I'm currently carrying the shield, and the jacket has the same... Yeah, you can see these icons on the same, so I can only be wearing one at a time. So for some reason, I can't wear the shield and the coat at the same time. Maybe it's, let's just say, like, it needs to be on my arm, that the coat's too thick and I can't, like, cinch it to my arm properly. I don't know. That's too bad. I'd like to wear both. But in case I lose my shield, good to have. But also, more importantly, I've got the solar taser. Here we go. An electric taser powered by the sun, like my iPad, can only be used once a day before it loses its charge. It is also a tool. Okay, so let's solar taser it, plus 9 attacks. So when I use it only once a day, I do an attack of 10. I will happily take that, plus 9. I'm going to just write that down here. Just a little reminder that I do get that once a day, so I'll just put that right there. Okay, so my solar taser, we're just going to move right here. So I can carry 2 of these items. As you can see, there's 2 of these blocks. So I can carry this and, like, another weapon, probably. And it's also a tool. I don't know if that occupies the same slot or not, or if I can move, like, this into this slot as well. When we get there, we'll worry about it. So after step P, I return here. This is where I need to eat food, and I can't. If you have any food, you must eat it. Okay. If you do not have food, skip to step N. Okay, check. Oh, smart. Starvation occurs after sleeping. So it's like, well, I guess I could just starve, and I'll get it back when I sleep, but I don't. Poop. So, -2 health. If you did not eat today, raise your starvation by 1. Okay. And my health has gone down to 18 because I didn't eat today. And I am then going to raise my starvation track. I'll just put a little X here. This is just saying, oh, that's cute. Very, very clever character sheet as well. Really appreciating how this is laid out. And on our map, we have a little glass building right here. I'm probably going to put emojis on there. And again, I like the idea that I'm updating it on my little iPad. So let's do... So we did all that. Now I have to go back to the event because it did say return here after step P. So let's return there after step P and see what happens. You have a dream about your brother. After he gets thrown by the Buster T7, he stands up with a hole in his stomach. He looks at the hole, then he looks at you. He stares at you with his 4 pupilless eyes until you wake up. Ooh, that's a good ending because we already went to that creepy church, which is right outside of town, with the 4-armed, 4-eyed person. Ooh, I like it. Where's this going? I don't know. Okay, so this was going to be where we end for this session. We only made it 3 days. Now that I got a better feel for the game, and I'm not explaining it as much to you and to me, we will obviously be pushing much faster here soon. Very exciting, very, very cool game. And I have not had a combat yet, which makes me happy. I'm currently looking at this Buster T7 right here, and I don't like that it can do 9 points of damage. But yeah, I'm super excited. Honestly, after I hit finish recording, I'm going to start recording my new episode because I want to see where this goes. We're easily going to get to the end of week 1, and we'll probably get some combat as well in the next session. Super fun game. Really enjoying this. I also do have to update the my map with some emojis because I do like the idea. He's mapping this out on his iPad that has like his taser. It's solar charge, so he's able to do that. Great game, super fun. Again, this is, let's just get it back up to the title screen. This game is Miru, an analog adventure game. Been really enjoying, it's just like narratively immersive enough without like having to read these like super long passages, but still like really fun and mysterious and kind of creepy. And I greatly look forward to seeing how combat works, especially now that I have a solar taser and a shield. All right, that's it for this episode. Join me for the next session, and until next time, stay dorky, my friends.